Perkenalkan, nama saya Dr. Niko Irawan, SSMPD. Saat ini saya berstatus sebagai dosen tetap di program studi Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris Magister di Universitas PGRI Adibuana, Surabaya. Saya membuat video ini sebagai syarat sertifikasi dosen PDD UK TPDD Setdos. Saya mengajar mata kuliah Qualitative Research Methodology in English Language Education dengan kode mata kuliah E20106P. Dalam mata kuliah Qualitative Methodology ini, saya mengajarkan kepada mahasiswa S2 yang berasal dari pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Dengan CPMK, mahasiswa memahami tentang framework dari Qualitative Research dan juga mahasiswa memahami bagaimana berbagai macam kualitatif metodologi, serta mahasiswa mampu untuk mengaplikasikan qualitative research methodology ini ke dalam penelitiannya. Baik, mahasiswa juga mempelajari tentang berbagai macam desain seperti hanya naratif, etnografi, kriminologi, grounded theory, serta case study. Latar belakang mata kuliah ini adalah kita melahirkan peneliti yang berkualitas, tidak hanya menguasai metodologi, tetapi mampu memaknai tentang fenomena pendidikan, serta berkomitmen dalam pengembangan ilmu. Mata kuliah ini sebenarnya dikhususkan untuk program Magister Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris, yang mana saya sebagai dosen pengampu memberikan ruang kepada mahasiswa untuk bisa memahami paradigma penelitian kualitatif serta mengembangkan berpikir kritis dan reflektif. Dan dalam perkuliahan ini saya juga memberikan ruang kepada mahasiswa untuk bisa mahasiswa aktif dalam kelas. Jadi pada dasarnya perkuliahan dengan sistem kurikulum OBI kita mengharapkan sebagai student center atau mahasiswa sebagai center dari pendidikan. Kita lupakan tentang teacher center di mana mahasiswa hanya aktif. Dan kita menerapkan etika penelitian juga. Dalam mata kuliah ini kita mempunyai kompetensi mahasiswa seperti hanya desain penelitian yang tepat, menguasai teknik pengumpulan data, melakukan analisis data kualitatif, serta menyusun laporan. Yaitu outcome-nya dalam mata kuliah ini adalah membuat satu artikel. Dalam pendekatan ini memang mahasiswa diminta untuk selalu aktif, terutama dalam mencari serta mengamati beberapa jurnal internasional yang bereputasi seperti Scopus, Web of Science, dan sebagainya, karena itu sebagai dasaran atau fondasi mahasiswa dalam mempelajari desain metodologi seperti kualitatif ini. Strategi saya yaitu kita mengajak mahasiswa tidak hanya teori tetapi juga aktif berdiskusi, serta mahasiswa diminta untuk presentasi setiap pertemuan serta memberikan studi kasus tentang apa yang terjadi dan apa aja yang bisa dianalisa dalam metode kualitatif ini, serta memberikan feedback dari pembelajaran tersebut, yaitu presentasi setiap mahasiswa. Manfaatnya yaitu kita bisa mengenal, dalam arti kalau kita menggunakan metodologi kualitatif, kita juga mempelajari tentang tools atau alat untuk menganalisis atau software untuk analisa data kualitatif seperti hanya NVivo serta Maxda atau Amos. Dalam pembelajaran ini kita mengharap juga mahasiswa itu aktif bertanya kepada dosen, serta aktif atau berpikir kritis, serta mengembangkan wawasan baru tentang bagaimana penelitian bisa dikembangkan melalui metodologi ini. Ya. Output memang pembelajaran kita berbasis penelitian serta mengamati jurnal internasional bereputasi. Seperti nanti bisa membuat artikel atau proposal penelitian. Harapan saya memang perkuliahan ini tidak hanya berpacu pada teori, tetapi melihat dari perkembangan zaman saat ini, apalagi sekarang ini sudah mengarah kepada artificial intelligence. Jadi mahasiswa diharapkan untuk berpikir kritis bagaimana membangun pendidikan bahasa Inggris ini sesuaikan dengan teknologi, yaitu artificial intelligence. Dan mahasiswa diharap menghasilkan penelitian yang berdampak sesuai dari pemerintah, bahwasanya universitas wajib menghasilkan lulusan yang mempunyai dampak langsung kepada lingkungan. Dan juga kita mengharapkan juga mahasiswa untuk bisa berorientasi pada pengembangan ilmu melalui pembelajaran berkualitas serta inovatif, dan juga membangun mahasiswa untuk mampu berkolaborasi dengan teman atau kerabat baik di dalam atau di luar. Dalam pendekatan ini memang mahasiswa diminta untuk selalu aktif, terutama dalam mencari serta mengamati beberapa jurnal internasional yang bereputasi seperti Scopus, Web of Science, dan sebagainya, karena itu sebagai dasaran atau fondasi mahasiswa dalam mempelajari desain metodologi seperti kualitatif ini. Strategi saya yaitu kita mengajak mahasiswa tidak hanya teori tetapi juga aktif berdiskusi, serta mahasiswa diminta untuk presentasi setiap pertemuan serta memberikan studi kasus tentang apa yang terjadi dan apa aja yang bisa dianalisa dalam metode kualitatif ini, serta memberikan feedback dari pembelajaran tersebut, yaitu presentasi setiap mahasiswa. Manfaatnya yaitu kita bisa mengenal, dalam arti kalau kita menggunakan metodologi kualitatif, kita juga mempelajari tentang tools atau alat untuk menganalisis atau software untuk analisa data kualitatif seperti hanya NVivo serta Maxda atau Amos. Dalam pembelajaran ini kita mengharap juga mahasiswa itu aktif bertanya kepada dosen, serta aktif atau berpikir kritis, serta mengembangkan wawasan baru tentang bagaimana penelitian bisa dikembangkan melalui metodologi ini. Ya. Output memang pembelajaran kita berbasis penelitian serta mengamati jurnal internasional bereputasi. Seperti nanti bisa membuat artikel atau proposal penelitian. Harapan saya memang perkuliahan ini tidak hanya berpacu pada teori, tetapi melihat dari perkembangan zaman saat ini, apalagi sekarang ini sudah mengarah kepada artificial intelligence. Jadi mahasiswa diharapkan untuk berpikir kritis bagaimana membangun pendidikan bahasa Inggris ini sesuaikan dengan teknologi, yaitu artificial intelligence. Dan mahasiswa diharap menghasilkan penelitian yang berdampak sesuai dari pemerintah, bahwasanya universitas wajib menghasilkan lulusan yang mempunyai dampak langsung kepada lingkungan. Dan juga kita mengharapkan juga mahasiswa untuk bisa berorientasi pada pengembangan ilmu melalui pembelajaran berkualitas serta inovatif, dan juga membangun mahasiswa untuk mampu berkolaborasi dengan teman atau kerabat baik di dalam atau di luar. Sebagai syarat saya untuk mengikuti sertifikasi dosen pada tahun ini, saya ingin berbagi tentang pengalaman saya mengajar di kelas untuk mahasiswa S2, dan semoga pengalaman yang saya sharingkan atau saya bagi kepada mahasiswa bisa membawa manfaat. Berikut videonya. Hello, good morning. Okay, good morning, student here.
Good morning.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you today?
And you?
Fine too. Okay, today I would like to share about the knowledge related to the ethnography research here. I think some of you already know because in the research methodology here, I think we need to analyze using qualitative research methodology or even the quantitative research methodology. That's why ethnography research here, I think, to talk about the culture. So when you see the ethnography, you analyze based on the culture and custom. Like you see the ethno from the human culture and graphic from the research process used in the scientific study of human interaction in local setting. So that's why when you do the ethnography, at least you need time around 6 months to analyze. For example, you want to analyze based on people culture or cross-culture marriage, such as there are the case about one person from China and another one from Thai or from Indonesia get married together. And then the question is, what about the children? What language they can use? Or maybe they use dominantly the Chinese or Indonesia. And then where do they stay? If they stay in Thailand, what kind of language they use? English. Thailand. Chinese. How many percentage language they use? Chinese, how many? English or Thai? How many? This is the ethnography that you want to analyze deeply, because in the people characteristic, we need to be close with the people that as our participant. So, in the definition of the ethnography, methods come from the Greek words, and this is based on the methodology here, Smith. And I take the book of methodology such as Creswell and others, Flick, quantitative research methodology that mention ethnography is related about the culture, about the custom, about your habitual action and behavior, people behavior here. So when the use of ethnography, you see about human claims, human behavior and theories grounded, and also complex community. What is community? What is community?
People getting together,
Like what community? Like you are not in the community, right?
gathering.
Walk together, stay together. It's a community. Like what kind of language do you use now? English, Chinese, English, Chinese now. English, because you are staying in this country and you are speaking English with me, right? What about in your country?
Chinese.
Chinese, of course, right? Yeah, so that's why I think this is the complex community and behavior, like when you stay abroad, what language do you use? English. Why? Because you can communicate and you can interact with each other. Yeah. And you see the understanding claims that purpose of social anthropology are based on the anthropology, and humanity is diversity. Like we see the goals that marriage hold different value, eat different food. What about you? What do you eat every day? Do you eat the same or different? Different, right? Yeah, this is also you analyze about this the taste is different with your habitual action. Like maybe in Indonesia, I eat soto ayam, I eat ramen, but in Thailand, I eat somtam, tom yum, and like you still eat noodle in the morning as a breakfast. And here, human behavior, theory grounded, and ethnography over excellent strategy for finding grounded theories. And such as the studies reveal is not an experience culture deviation, instead the experience culture flooding. So that's why understanding the complex community here from the society here, like we become the globalized person. Like you become a globalized person. Like me, I become a globalized person, so I need to use English for daily communication. Yeah. Okay, any question from now about this one, about the complex community? Any question? No? Any question? No? Yeah, we go ahead. And okay, this is the common methods here: realistic ethnography, case study, critical ethnography. And characteristic, we have several like culture theme, culture group, co-ownership, field work, description, and context or setting. So ethnography research, of course, you analyze from the setting information and conducting interviews to informant, make ethnographic notes, and asking descriptive question, conducting an ethnographic interview. So you have to interview because qualitative is the interpretive is. Qualitative, you try to interpret what you analyze. So based on ethnography research, you try to understand the phenomena, like what kind of language the student or the people use. Like, for example, you stay in Indonesia longer, 10 years. So what language do you use? Chinese or Indonesia? Chinese. How can you communicate with Indonesian people? English. Do you want to learn Indonesia? No. It's hard to learn the second language, right? So that's why I think ethnography we can use to analyze. And then the second is about interview, in-depth interview, participant observation, forum group discussion, and life history, and document analysis. This is the ethnographic data collecting instrument, and also data collecting like interview, observation, document. So the document we use artifact, and then watching what happened. Like I watch you when you are staying in Indonesia, for example. I look at you. Oh, how can you communicate with the people, the local people here, or how can you communicate with the people in the society? Oh, use English. What happened if the people cannot speak English? How can you understand the communication? How? Using the body language, yeah. No, using the finger. And you want to buy how much? Is it how much? You use the finger here. Yeah, this is the data collecting, and it's a participant. We see the interview, observation here, and then here using the text, map, and video record and transcription. And of course, you have the data collection, view both like document and also through observation. And ethical concern here, it is the necessary. I think it's the most important in ethnography, that ethical concern or concern letter. Like we need to ask permission to the participant that we can use their face, their life story, and to publish. Because if we just take a picture, no permission, is forbidden. In the publication, innovation is not allowed. So, like informed consent, we need to write, and privacy and harm. Harm is something that maybe can harm, can make danger people. Like I take a data, for example, I borrow your cell phone and I use your cell phone without you know. This is also harm because of privacy. Your cell phone is privacy. So we can analyze based on ethnography and exploitation. For example, I take your picture, Wang Ihan picture, and then I use to put in my cell phone. This is also exploitation, right? It's not good. So that's why we cannot use. Even I take a picture and then I use your picture for my beneficial or for my concern. So that's why in ethnography, we need to learn and we need to understand. We use at least 6 months. Okay, from now, any question? One student, any question about this methodology? Any question? What do you think about ethnography? And how do you implement ethnography? Perempuan? Do you use ethnography in your research in the future? Yes.
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 I want to know the privacy. Me being clearly. I have some trouble with privacy.
Okay, privacy. Okay, what's the meaning of privacy? Privacy is something that is a secret and nobody knows. For example, you have a privacy. I want to take a picture when you are sleeping. It's not good, right? You have a privacy, and I enter your room without permission. It's a privacy. You know. So that's why privacy is something secret and forbid. Yeah. So like, okay, suddenly I use your cell phone, and then I used to call, I used to chatting. This is privacy that we cannot, you know,
Yes.
enter it. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, please.
Can you explain more about exploitation, which means utilization of something?
Exploitation is I take the benefit from someone. For example, I interview you, I have hidden agenda, and I want to use you to my own purposes. So I exploit you. For example, I take your picture and take your face, your everything, and then I sell to internet. So I got money. So I exploit you. And also, I record you, your face, when maybe you are sleeping or when you are not ready to welcome me, and I put the video and I share to many people. This is exploitation. It's also not good. So,
Benefit means you get money.
I got money from you, right? And I record the video and I take a picture and I got money from my purpose, like you. Exploitation, yes.
So that word always coming with getting money.
Yeah, exploitation. Like I take benefit from everybody. I take benefit from you. Yeah, not only getting money. Maybe I use your name for my business. So you don't know that I use your name. I use your signature. I use your audition. For example, oh, I know you. Oh, you are my friend. Okay, I use your name to introduce to other things. This is exploitation. So in the ethical concern, cannot. It's forbidden. Okay. Yeah, this is ethnography. That even I'm close to you, but I need to treat you well, and I need to take care of every participant very well. So that's why in ethnography takes time, and you need to analyze deeply. You cannot in a short like a narrative. It's a little different. Okay, one more question maybe.
Question, Doctor?
Yes.
So in ethnographic research, phase 2 anonymous information that we interview from others, what academic tools can we use to analyze these data or text
Okay, I see.
academic tools or software?
Okay, software. I think in software, I think we can use to analyze data collection. We use NVivo, Mazda, Amos, also to analyze qualitative. But to take a data, you need to close. You need to analyze the participant deeply. It means that when you want to analyze me, you stay with me, nearby me, and you watch me, my ability, my habitual action, my daily life, so you can know me. For example, like you have a girlfriend and boyfriend, so you know each other, right? Yeah, and or maybe you get married with your husband, your wife. Also, you know the condition from before you get married until you already get married. It's different. Oh, I know the characteristic. So ethnography is analyzed in depth, analyze more. For data collection, you can use NVivo as a software, a tool to take the data. But for the treatment, for the process, you take data by interview, by recording, or by take a picture, taking a forum group discussion or others. But ethnography, you just take only one or two participants enough. Because qualitative no need to have more participant. Yeah, it's a simple participant, but analyze deeply. Okay. Any else? No? Okay. Jadi thank you so much for today about the ethnography, and we can hope that we can meet again in the future. Yeah, I hope you can enjoy my class here about ethnography. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Demikian pembelajaran, yaitu contoh atau metode saya dalam mengajar di kelas. Saya menggunakan bahasa Inggris penuh dan mengharap mahasiswa selalu menggunakan bahasa Inggris, serta dalam pembelajaran saya diharapkan memang berbasis active learning, sehingga mahasiswa mampu untuk berkomunikasi serta mahasiswa juga bisa berinteraksi, baik interaksi secara langsung maupun tidak langsung. Semoga pengalaman yang saya bagi dalam video ini bisa bermanfaat dan juga bisa sebagai bukti untuk keprofesional saya sebagai dosen tetap yang mengampu mata kuliah bahasa Inggris dan juga metodologi penelitian khususnya kuantitatif. Terima kasih sebelumnya.